What's up, soldiers? Thanks for joining me on part 2 of how to throw a sandbag for strongman. This also applies, of course, to kegs or anything that you're throwing up in the air, but sandbags are the most common. So if you have not done so already, please go back and watch part 1 to this series, because a lot of the elements we're going to talk about in this one are just overlap and a little bit of review from that first video where we were talking about throwing for height. In that video, I did say 2 things that are most important to remember are, 1, you have to make sure that you're using your legs in conjunction with your hips and back. All right. And the reason for that is we just want as much power and full body engagement as possible when we're doing these movements. So don't just make it just strictly a hinge back when you're going for the release, and don't make it strictly just a squat. We want to use that combination when we're doing a knee bend after our hip hinge to bring our hips through and get our legs to power us into the movement. Right. Now, the second thing is use your eyes and your fingertips to lead the bag. Okay, wherever your eyes and fingertips are pointed when you're releasing is going to be the direction of your sandbag throw. So when we're throwing for height, we want a little bit slightly overextended up and back. So we're going to go up and over that crossbar. Now, when we're throwing for height, we want to look for somewhere about a 60-degree angle to get the perfect blend of height and also distance for power. Okay, so that means here for height and there for distance. And check your rule set. In some places, they might allow you to fall back behind the line. Use your momentum. If you're going to be leaning way back, totally cool. Take some steps back. But if not, you need to plan accordingly. Either adjust your trajectory or take a few steps forward. So if you tumble and take a few bad steps, you don't cross over the line. Okay, so we're going to do a nice light one first. Remember, set up like a hip hinge, hips back, and then knee bend to get your legs into it. Fingertips and eyes are going to be where you want this bag to go. Okay, so here we go. All right, in all honesty, that was probably a little high for me. Okay, so we'll go back. If you want to look at that one, still a little here. We're going to want to overextend just a little bit more to get a little more distance. Overall, a good throw though. Not upset about that, but that should have gone a little further. So great, you get a poor example on video. Now we're gonna go a little heavier. It's 10 pounds heavier. Let's see if I can beat that other one. Should be able to. All right, here we go. Yeah, that was much better. Good, so I'm not sure if you can see that on here, but I'll show you down. That was a heavier bag throw, but because I had a better trajectory with my eyes and fingertips and follow through, I was able to nail it right there. So these apply for kegs, stones, tires, anything you got to throw like this. Use those fundamentals. Practice, practice, practice. I really recommend to measure the distances you're doing in training so you know where your marks are and what you need to beat week in, week out. Other than that, check out clubstrongman.com, my private community for strongman educational courses, technique breakdowns, pro strongman talk, guest speakers and appearances from top level pros, coaches, and more. So thank you so much for watching and have a championship day.